This right here, nobody else is doing this. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to Kitchen Table TCG. My name is Louie, and I hope you're having yourself a fantastic day. Today is the day after Sorcery launched the Dust codes, the Dust store. Full disclosure, I am shooting this on Thursday, the day before Sorcery launches the Dust store, but I wanted to chat about the Sorcery Dust store as a whole, and not talk about any of the specifics in terms of rewards and that kind of stuff, because I wanted to give you a business side perspective of this whole Dust code thing going on, because I think that it is absolutely amazing what the TCG company Sorcery, Eric's Curiosa, is doing for its consumers and for its stores. I think it needs to be talked about. So first and foremost, what is Dust codes? On the back of a box, I'm gonna give you one right now. On the back of the box of a Sorcery box, there's a little thing, and you scratch off the code, and this is an unredeemed one. You get it right now. Can you get it? First one to get that code and type it in to the website will get a Dust rewards point. It gets 100 Dust for the rewards store. And then what people can do with those codes as they accumulate Dust and whatever, they can use those codes or those Dust points to purchase things for free with just the Dust on the Sorcery TCG website. Things like promo cards, things like plain bats, things like hoodies and t-shirts, and apparently things like limited not reprints, but limited product from the past. So I don't know, maybe they'll have, who knows, an alpha box, right? That will be redeemable for Dust. And not only do you get Dust by opening up product, which we're gonna get to in a second, but you also can get Dust by playing in events. And I believe that they are retroactively awarding Dust points to people who have played in the previous events. At least that's what I've been come to the understanding of, which is absolutely wild. They are giving away essentially, it's not real money, but essentially free money to spend on their store for free things that have actual real world value. The point of this video is that Sorcery and the Eric's Curiosa team have added a considerable amount of value to their booster box and to their organized play system. And that is everything and anything that you could expect a company to do for an up-and-coming game and up-and-coming player base. Magic the Gathering doesn't need to do this, right? Like they have 30-year history of being a TCG, whatever. Pokemon doesn't need to do this, but all these new TCGs, these new companies that are trying to make a name for themselves, their main goal, and in my opinion, in my humble opinion, their main goal needs to be to add value to their booster box and to add value to organized play. If I were running a TCG company that was creating a game, A, that game would be trash, it would be horrible. But B, my attitude towards my job would be, what am I doing day in and day out to add value to my booster box and to add value to organized play? Why does that matter? Well, when you are a store, from my perspective, when I look at a product, I think to myself, what are all the ways that I can extract value out of said product in order to run my business? So when a new card game comes up and they're like, hey, do you want to support the card game either on the channel or in the store? The first thing I think of is, will there be value here for me to extract out of? Is that possible? Is there a possible way? One of the best examples of this, I hate to use Magic the Gathering, but we're talking about Sorcery right now, so I can't use Sorcery as the example because that's what we're trying to allude to, is the Lost Caverns of Ixalan booster box. The Lost Caverns of Ixalan booster box is one of the best ways that Magic the Gathering has ever added value to something. The box topper slot is so valuable. When I open up that box to sell singles to my store, and I have the single packs, to sell single booster packs to my store, I inevitably make like $10 to $20 on average. There's some lower, there's some much higher, because of the box topper slot. And it's easy for me to be like, yeah, well, let's order more product, because it's essentially a $15 rebate on the booster box. It's essentially another 15% of just pure profit that I make from a booster box. So from a retailer perspective, that set is amazing. From a retailer perspective on this for Sorcery, it's the same thing. Knowing that at the bottom of this, you have a dust code that has intrinsic value, and who knows what that value is. Maybe it's $5, maybe it's $20. I know people have been selling dust codes I haven't sold any. I have so much dust. I cannot wait. I know this video is coming out on Saturday, but I cannot wait to spend my dust on Friday. I'm going to be reloading that thing Thursday night, like an animal. Tonight, I'm going to be reloading that thing, maybe I'll go live. I'm going to be reloading that thing like an animal, trying to spend dust points. Because you know that they're going to put something up there that's like quick and it goes out, fast and, whatever. So it adds a ton of value from a retailer perspective because there's this extra element of, it's okay to open up another box for packs because you also get that dust thing. There's another incentive for stores to open up product or to buy the product. And that's good. You want to incentivize stores to be running events and to doing this stuff. So that's the booster box. From your perspective as a consumer, it's also another really cool thing. You know that you're going to get additional value. A lot of people, like I said, have been selling those dust codes. If you can buy a box for $250 and sell a $10 to $15 dust code for $10 to $15, that's now additional value. It's like pulling a $15 to $15 cart. That's awesome. That's great value that you're adding into the system and whatever. This other side of this is it's just cool. It's a cool way to interact with the customers. It's a cool way to interact with the company, for us to be able to go to their website and see the things. It gravitates people towards them, which is a really, really cool thing. It's one of the best things that I think of all the TCGs, the indie TCGs. Sorcery is doing such a good job at bringing people to their website, bringing people, they bought the Curiosa.io. That was a huge thing. Bringing people to their attention, their YouTube channel and their stuff. They are doing the legwork required to earn fans and to earn things. And this is just another example of that. Okay, so now I want to get into the event side because this is crazy. So locally, we've started to get like a good a group of like 6 to 8 people really actively playing, more active than we were 6 months ago when product was harder to get. And I bought a bunch of, anyway, it's a whole thing. We've been playing and we've been doing free. But now all of a sudden, this past week with the dust system, everybody wants to pay to make sure that we get the dust rewards and to make sure that there's like a different, prizing structure of dust. And I don't know how exactly it's going to work. It's still not released yet for me, but, and it's really cool to see people excited to earn points towards something by playing and by hopping into the community. And this is our core people. There's not like, I don't think this does something like bring people who aren't playing into the game. I don't think that's going to happen, right? Like this is certainly something for people who are already engulfed in the community. And maybe they'll see a video like this, or maybe they'll see, their friends earning points. They'll say, oh, that's really cool. What can I get? Oh, that's a cool thing. And then they get intrigued by it. But the gameplay still has to be solid. This is not a gimmick that's going to get people into the game. The gameplay still has to be solid. That kind of stuff has to exist for people to come in and play. But for those who have been playing, this is a really, really cool reward. And what I've heard, this is the coolest thing, what I've heard from people is they love the idea that it's not just the box code. They love the idea that the Sorcery team respects and cares enough about the organized play and the local stores and getting events going that they are giving codes or giving points and giving dust to people who are playing, not just who are buying product. And I think that is a huge, huge win. I think it's a really cool way for them to do it. So let me know in the comment section, what is the dust rewards that you are most excited about? I get really jazzed up thinking about like the things that they could add, like the way that they could do this over a long period of time. You guys know that I've talked about this already, but one of the things I would love to see Sorcery do is an online client. I know there's going to be pushback to that, but from an online client perspective, if you had the option to, when you get your dust, you could you could use the rewards for some digital packs and that kind of thing. That's just another really cool way of helping the game grow and giving value. I think that's cool. Not that we're nowhere close to that, but I just think it's a cool idea. Anyway, let me know what your favorite dust rewards are in the comment section, and what you think they could add in the future, and give me your overall thoughts on dust as well. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day. Remember to be kind to the people around you and go check out that dust code and make sure you get it before anybody else.